fine. So Habakkuk's ministry began shortly before the nation of Judah was taken into captivity. We talked a little bit about that. Looking at what's going on in Judah, and there's a lot of injustice. So much so that he's saying that the law isn't even looked at anymore. It's not even followed. It is meaningless now. Okay, so Ezekiel prophesied to the Jews who were in Babylon captivity. Do not be afraid of their words. Do not be frightened by their faces, though they are the house of rebellion. And you shall speak my words to them, whether they will hear or whether they will forbear, for they are rebellious. Is this one of those instances where Jesus says, don't cast your pearls before swine? Well, not really, because in this instance, they should have known better. And this is a corrective sort of prophecy. And God, what is God doing? He's making sure they know that they have heard from the prophet and what God is expecting of them. And if they're not going to do it, then whatever judgment they get, they have to understand why they're getting it. It's Daniel, the next prophet. Daniel is not always first recognized for his prophecies, mainly because of the stories of great faith associated with the story of Daniel and his friends at that. But he also interprets this dream, and he goes to the king and says, I know the dream and the interpretation, but it's not me, it's God that's doing this. I'm not doing this. God is the one who's interpreting the dream. After this, the king makes this great image, right? And it kind of looks, I think he did it because of the dream. Look, Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, I hear that you're not bowing down to the idol. How about we play some music and then you can bow down to the idol? He's like, yeah. And they go, look, king. And I do think they were being respectful when they say this. They said, we don't have to answer you this. There's no answer for this. We're not going to bow down to your God, and our God will save us. But if he doesn't, we're not going to bow down. Okay, so there's one more story where, of course, Daniel goes into the lion's den, and this is with a different king, King Darius. The last prophet we're going to talk about is Haggai. Now, Haggai's message was to the captive who had returned to Jerusalem and after 18 years still had not built the temple.